Did you see Saw?
Of course I see Saw. Moz and I see Saw all the time.
No, the movie. Did you see the movie Saw?
Oh, yeah. Great film. Almost as fun as going on a seesaw.
Surprisingly, I actually thought this was a very solid Saw movie.
Not bad. I think it's definitely, I think we can easily say it's a fucking improvement over 5.
It might be that. It might just be 5 just really lowered the bar, and then 6 happened. I'm like, oh,
I
okay.
mean, we were just talking about Final Destination. Same fucking thing. 4 really lowers the bar. Worse than Saw 5.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wow, I really don't know how I feel about the next one. And then it's great. I mean, that one, they really bounce back. This one bounced back at least a little bit so that there's a Saw 3D/7 after this.
I thought this one had a lot of the important things that a Saw movie has. Like it has creative traps.
Better traps, for sure. Even the opening.
It has some sort of moral dilemma that the people have to figure out. I thought the twist was actually pretty solid. And we'll get to that.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. I'm
saying pretty solid. Okay.
I mean, it was
it was a twist. Yeah, we can say that compared to Saw 5.
I wouldn't agree with that, but we'll get there. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. So, yes, overall, I would say this one has some originality to it with the traps. It ups it a notch, and it just makes it more of a moral kind of thing. As much as it's a lot different from where we started, but it's closer than 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that they made it and came back a little bit. It made me feel better.
Yeah, and this is the one where the wife plays a big part, because this is the one where she gets the box after John dies with the folders and the instructions of what to do.
Okay. I was like, what fucking wife are you talking about? And then I was like, oh, Jill. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so this is her whole thing, whatever, I guess.
Which really plays into the next movie more than...
Yeah, but I don't really care about that whole part. I just think... I mean, I could just give a shit about it. They just shoehorned her in here, and it doesn't matter, and I don't want to know more about Jigsaw. I don't like these flashbacks.
Yeah.
Anyways, I do love the whole thing of punishing the insurance guy, though, because he is a real dick, and they deserve it. That's the one thing. This movie especially, last movie they had shitty people, but I feel like the insurance people and all the people in the traps, I'm just yeah, fucking kill all of them. I don't care,
Well, and they started it, we mentioned it in Saw 5, this is really just people killing other people. This one carries on with that.
It's back to the setup, though, of 3, where it's a person going through it, but it's actually the bad guy is going through it versus Jeff is supposed to be healing and making, but it's he's the one that killed somebody, Yeah. He's not the bad guy. So this one's no, we're putting a bad guy in that scenario, and then he's going to have to go through all these traps with other people. I mean, I will say he gets his in the end, which is bad, but also, I mean, it's just a kind of different spin on it, but I was okay with it because I'm rooting for Jigsaw here throughout these movies. I'm also pretty fazed by the violence at this point, but I will say the opening trap was one of my favorites. I really liked it. I thought it was a very Jigsaw trap.
Yeah, the pound of flesh.
Yeah. And I was like, this fucking idiot dude cutting off his stomach is just an idiot, all of his love handles. But I'm like, that shit's not going to heal, man. You're going to be scarred and disgusting down there. You know what I mean?
I mean, that girl's arm isn't going to grow back.
Of course, but I think it would look better than being what the fuck? Why is all your skin all fucking fucked up around your stomach? That would make it look better. He's like, oh, I'll lose 20 pounds. No, that's not how it fucking works. And also, wouldn't you fucking nick an organ or take out the wrong thing?
I'm not going to pay for liposuction. I'll do it myself.
Yeah, but he didn't give you a hose. He gave you a fucking, just all these different things. And the fact that the girl is smart enough, I like that but it's sucks because she's sawing away with that knife on her fucking arm. And then she has to go higher up because she's like, this isn't going to be enough, which sucks. And then I'm like, it takes her way too long to grab that fucking hatchet. I would have grabbed that a long fucking time ago. That little knife that she's using, I'm like, this is going to take for the whole fucking time. What are you doing? Choose the largest weapon.
Yeah.
Too bad
Well,
they didn't have the spinning saw. That would have been ideal.
there you go. Well, and I don't know if you watched it, but I remember watching I think it was a VH1 reality show, and I think it was called Scream Queens.
I wrote that down too. I do remember that because that was the girl who won, right? She got to be in the opening scene because
that
was the thing on that show. They like just competed to.
Yeah, it was like a horror. It was a horror
reality
show. Yeah, horror actor star
kind
reality
of like the
show
project, right?
Yeah, but for horror movies.
And it was smart. It was for Saw, and it was like, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah,
that would be cool. And she got a good scene out of it.
That was a good show. I enjoyed that reality show.
How long did they go on?
I think they only did one season.
Well, they should really bring it back. Jace, let's talk to somebody.
Not
that we know anyone, but like, let's do it.
All right. So yeah, that scene was hardcore. I thought it was good. Again, it's pitting two people against each other. But yeah, overall, thought it was good. So then we get to William, the insurance. He's like a CEO. Well, it's because I'm looking at a Wikipedia thing of it.
Okay, cool. I was about to say, dude, you're really into this movie, like paying attention way more than I am. I'm just like, man, this fucking sucks. Who cares? But I also still enjoy it. But it's also like the more it goes on, I enjoy these movies less and less because it's just people screaming, which is really not that fun to watch, really, And I'm not just like, I'm not sitting around jerking off to it like probably some people are. So like, I just don't really know what purpose it serves for me.
Yeah,
that's my issue with it. But again, we'll just talk through the traps. But I do like the whole insurance subplot because this guy's a fucking dickhead and invents this way and has that whole fucking team of interns or whatever the hell they were fucking just finding all these reasons to deny people fucking insurance. It just makes me mad. Like I already am about the fucking health insurance thing. Like when you're on Jigsaw's side, this whole movie, there's no way that you're not. Cause he's like, in other countries, like they only pay the doctor when they're healthy, not when they're sick. And it's like, yeah, fucking exactly. Like the more this goes on, like, are they just saying that like it's okay to kill people if you have good morals? Like, what is he the hero of these movies? I don't know.
It was refreshing for the people to not be drug addicts or people that try to commit suicide or whatever is like.
I agree. It's nice to have a different thing represented because they'd pretty much done. And it's also like just because you're a drug addict or like a hooker, I don't think you deserve to be in a fucking Jigsaw trap. That seems like pretty fucking like fast and loose with the rules. I feel like this is a little bit better for sure, but I did like it where it was like it didn't feel as this is more cruel because they're bad versus it wasn't trying to be as cruel before it was trying to help people. So that's maybe why. But again, I'm glad. Like I enjoy the deaths more because the people suck.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. It's not like, oh, I like this guy and I'm watching him getting slowly tortured. Yeah. But all these insurance people, I'm just like, yeah, just kill them all. Like don't save any of them when he has to choose anybody. It's like, who cares? But let's talk about him.
Well, and I like that they had the inclusion of the will and the box with all the folders and stuff because this would make no sense for Hoffman to set up this trap because it's like why would Hoffman care about Jigsaw's insurance company? But
well, because he's like, yeah, exactly. He only gives a shit about himself, and he's also a big fucking idiot, as we learned throughout this. As if you didn't already know that. Because he so easily fucking framed the other guy. And you're like, wow, the FBI must be dumb. At least they catch on to him finally. But like, he's literally a dumbass. Yeah. Like he does the dumbest shit in this movie. So.
But then also at the same time, this is a very weird Jigsaw trap because it's not giving people choices. It's him just deciding who dies. Like.
Yeah, exactly. It's like basically like killing everybody. Like. Okay, I kind of feel like the first trap is like a rough one. Like that would be really hard to hold your breath for that long or get crushed. And it's like, does that fucking poor janitor deserve it? Like that guy just fucking is the maintenance guy at the building. Yeah. He's a smoker. Like you could do that to like half the fucking population, if not more.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't seem like enough. That poor man does not deserve to be there. That feels like a Hoffman thing where he's just like, oh, that other guy that was smoking died because he smoked too much and Jigsaw's gone. Just pick this random nice guy. That guy didn't even like the fucking CEO when he touched him earlier in the flashback. He was like, oh, like, he doesn't like that guy.
Well, and what happens if if Bill's like, you know what, I'm gonna have a conscience and sacrifice myself so this guy can die, and just sucks up all the air, and then he dies. So it's now just everyone else is screwed. But
It's like I like to think that Jigsaw wants people to do things, but it's like, or to live, but it's like I think he just knows that they're just gonna do their better nature, which is
Yeah.
to fucking just or to save themselves. That's
Plus-
why he only has the two apprentices, and like they both are not great.
yeah.
You know, not a lot of people can live up to what he's wanting.
Well, apprentices that we know of
Yes,
up to this point.
I will say that too.
But
No
also-
spoilers, Chase. We're only at 6.
Yeah, these movies didn't come out years ago, but whatever.
It's fine.
Plus, Bill already killed someone in the building
Who's
staff.
Bill?
Will.
Who's Will?
The insurance guy.
Oh,
keep
just
up.
say
Come
the
on,
insurance guy. I
Keep up.
can't keep
Keep
track
up.
with these names. You calling him Will and Bill? Like, how am I supposed to know?
I have a connection. But yeah, he shot the security guard, which was a really
was
funny
awesome.
scene.
That was a dick move. I was like, man, you couldn't have said, hey.
Yeah.
Like, who is that? You know, you have to just fucking shoot him. And like, this guy's obviously like been fucking ready for Jigsaw. It feels like he was still unprepared.
Yeah.
It's like, if this is, I mean, it seems like he knew that when Jigsaw, that's the first thing he says to him, right? You knew one day this would happen.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this guy really wasn't preparing for it. I would have been fucking preparing like it was doomsday. Are you kidding?
Well, and I also like the whole thought process of, this is an insurance company that's in let's assume a high-rise building. So Jigsaw just cut the power to the whole building like a supervillain, and like,
I mean, he's dead at this point, so we
Yeah.
can just blame this all on Hoffman, supposedly, because he's setting this up for her, right? But
yes, that's true.
or for Jill, but she's doing it for Jigsaw. I mean, I just don't care at this point.
Yeah.
Let's go through the trap.
So then we get to the hanging choice.
Oh, okay. I have something really important to say about this one.
Lay
Can
it
I ask
on
you
me,
this?
because I don't
Okay.
have much to say about this.
I am going to change your life now, because I've watched this movie like probably 3 times now total, and this was the first time I ever noticed it, and it made me question what the fuck this whole thing is about. So it's like he's choosing between who he's going to save, because like his statistics would say save the young single guy who doesn't have any family,
Yeah.
and then versus the older woman who does have a family and would be missed. And the pictures that they're showing of her, like with her family, like that makes sense. But they're like, he has no one and no one would miss him. And they're just photos of him alone, like walking through the streets. And I'm like, who the fuck is taking these photos of him? Is Jigsaw taking these photos?
Yeah.
It looks like a fucking stock photo shoot. Like,
Yeah.
is the guy taking these? Like, is he hiring somebody to take these photos? It just was like, where the fuck did these come from?
Did
It
you
was
just
like
get
a
him off of
stock-
Facebook?
Yeah. I'm like, but if he has no one, who's taking the pictures? Okay. I just feel like I would question this.
I bet those photos were that actor's like headshots.
Oh, they
Like-
probably were. I mean, he just looks all emotional in the streets. But I'm just like, and where did you get this? Like, what the fuck? Is this just what he does? Nobody does that unless they're like in a music video.
Yeah.
They don't just sit around being emotional on the side of the street or walking down the street.
It's like, are you just assuming he doesn't have friends because you saw his profile picture?
You took
Like-
some pictures of him and like while
Yeah.
he's walking to and from places or whatever. Like, what? It was just like, what the fuck is this, Jigsaw? This feels like some really lazy ass work.
My
But-
favorite part of the whole thing is that he saves the older woman, and then he's just like, all right, you figure it out, you get out of here. Like, she's hanging by barbed wire. Like, he's just
She
like,
can't fucking move.
"Peace."
Like,
Later.
we never find out what happened to her,
Yeah.
but I'm sure she fucking died. She probably was like, oh God, like I would have a heart attack if that was me.
It reminded me of Saw 3 when there's Saw 4 when the husband and wife are arrowed together, and then
Yeah, and he's like, all right, good luck
finds
to
her-
you.
like, yeah, so you got this. You got to do this.
All right, I got shit to do. Looks like you've got control of the situation. I'd be like, I'm sorry, what?
If I was that old woman, I'd be like, you dick, like, I'm not the one being tested. You are. Help
Yeah.
me. I didn't do anything wrong.
Literally, so fucking
Um,
dumb. Oh
Then
my
we get
God.
to the steam maze, which I thought that was a good trap.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I thought
Yeah, it was interesting. I guess, yeah, because he got to take the steam for her, but like she was just like behaving the worst. I mean, I know she's like stressed out, but it was like, bitch, get your fucking shit together. We're in a Jigsaw trap. You gotta fucking show up, nut up, or fucking shut up, bitch.
Well, and then she loses her mind.
That's what I'm
At
saying.
the end, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. And then she's trying to kill him. I'm like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
And then she gets like what, shotgun to the face or whatever the fuck that was, or like was it
Yeah.
nails? I don't know what it was.
And it was like a cow spike thing.
Yeah,
Like,
so it was like the No Country for Old Men kind
Yeah,
of a
yeah,
weapon.
yeah.
That seemed that. I mean, that's supposed to be peaceful, right? Fuckers.
I was thinking about it. It's like the way that it's angled. Like I felt like she could have just tilted her head all the way back, and the spike just would have went past her. But
it would be no fun if she didn't die.
That's true.
Then she would just be like, her neck would probably be broken if that thing came up. She wouldn't be able to fucking come back up from that.
I mean, the best part of the maze fight is just when the insurance guy just full on bitch slaps her. Like,
just shut up, you stupid bitch. He's had his shit. He's fucking. This is like what, his third trap.
Yeah,
he's over it already, and he still has how many fucking more? Are there just one more, two more?
There's one more before
shotgun Ferris wheel,
the shotgun carousel.
Yeah,
it's just another thing that. It's just him choosing people to die.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the best part of the shotgun carousel is when the guy at the end, he realizes he's the one that's going to die. And he just goes like full incel. And he's just like, well, isn't that fucking great? Yeah. Your policy is bullshit.
I agree with you. That guy was like, he kind of redeemed himself in that last few minutes. I was like, this guy sucks and he needs to die. But then I was like, oh, okay, I like this guy. I feel like he could have had this energy before, but I loved it. I was like, that was kind of refreshing. It was surprising.
It was just great. It was just the camera right in his face. Just, isn't that fucking great?
I feel like he was just giving everything, and it was like his moment in the sunshine. And I can't believe we haven't seen him anywhere else, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, that was his Oscar reel.
I mean, one day, man, he'll be on the memoriam thing, and that'll be what they play. That would be fucked. Anyways, can you imagine? I'm just totally off topic here, but like if somebody was in like for fucking Jigsaw, what are they gonna play when fucking Tobin Bell dies? It's gonna be a scene from this, and it's gonna be fucked up. But like, what if you're someone in the trap and you die? Like, if they play that? Like, oh shit,
God. Yeah, his in memoriam is going to be complicated.
Jigsaw's like fucking brain surgery, or like when they're doing the autopsy, like, oh shit. Sorry, I'm getting really like dark, but these movies have really just fucking blackened my soul.
Yeah.
And also really fucked up my fucking suggestions on Prime and Peacock and wherever the fuck they're all streaming. They're all suggesting this torture porn shit. I'm like, I don't want to watch. I don't want more. But I'll probably watch them now. Anyways,
so then we get to the acid room and the big reveal where we learn that the decision for the lever that the mother and son have, it's not for them. It's actually for the other guy. They get to choose who lives or dies.
Yeah, and that it's his sister, not like his family. But I was like, I could have fucking told you that he didn't fucking have a family. And if he had a wife, he probably didn't have a teenage son and like that looked so like nice like these people.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, these people, they didn't even go, there's your father on the screen. They said, we're here because of your father, but it's like they didn't point him out or say anything about like him being alive. So I just assumed it was like the family of the guy who died from the beginning. Because they made a point to flash back to that with the whole case about it. I mean, I'm picking up on the shit these movies are laying down.
And this is where like Saw got lazy last movie, but they got lazy again with this one because they did the same thing as Saw 3. They did the misdirect of who the family is or who the spouse is.
And it's the same kind of a like fucking setup with the whole person going through the trap. So it's like, of course is this the twist that you were talking about being good, or is that a different one?
I mean, I thought again,
it's better than 5. I'll give you that.
I said it was pretty solid. That's
still pretty like a little bit more than I would say.
Okay. This might just be because of Saw
ground, but it's okay. It'll be all right. It's better, but it's still, we need better than this.
It's a 2.5 on the twist scale.
I still gave it a fucking 1 because I don't. So my whole point in this that I wrote down was just who gives a fuck anymore about these twists. But I was more talking about the fact that I haven't even been worried about the people in the traps and their stupid twists because like those are okay. I don't care. I'm more thinking about the general traps that have to do with like Jigsaw / like the apprentices now. That's like the whole thing. So I was like, no fucking shit that Hoffman was going to be tested. I mean,
Mhm.
who the fuck couldn't have called that? He's literally like, what are you fucking special? They even say that in the fucking movie. Amanda's like, oh, what are you special? Like, you're not going to get tested. He's like, no, I don't need to. It's like,
Yeah.
that shotgun to the face was not a fucking test, you idiot.
Yeah.
That's
It's like,
why he's a fucking dumbass.
and he told you this back at the beginning of Saw 4.
I know.
You
Thank
don't
you.
think you're gonna get tested?
And thank you. And then also, like, this is when the FBI confronts him over like they realize it, and then he just kills them all. But I'm like, this is your fucking Jigsaw apprentice, and you're
Yeah.
calling him to a private office with you and like a fucking technician. Why isn't there like a backup guys ready to fucking enter the room if this guy fucking gets crazy? Like, this is Jigsaw. I know he's not an old man, but this is like a capable man,
Yeah.
giant dude. I feel like there was no preparation. The FBI is just, I mean, if I were the FBI, I would be suing these movies for making us look like fucking bullshit. 'Cause
Defamation.
They should. I mean, God, I would go. I mean, at this point, I'm like, I think I could be fucking the star of the FBI because I'd be 10 times better than these idiots,
Yeah.
which is obviously not true. So they need to do something about their image in these movies. Hopefully the new one helps.
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe we'll
I mean,
get Wahlberg back, actually. Just thinking.
no, because it is a flashback, so yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. But I mean, yes, the acid room was not it wasn't the greatest twist. I did think the death was pretty good because I was expecting the
death.
sprinklers and then just the big old
Yeah, I was
swing.
also expecting sprinklers because of that. I think it was like Saw 3, right? And it's the same kind of thing, but it's like with they're doing the freezing water on the chick,
Yeah.
but it's like spraying like that. So I assumed that was going to be it, which is just like a lot longer and shit. But like,
Mhm.
I think that's like this one got 3 out of 5 for me just because of that.
Yeah.
It's
it
pretty
was-
gross. And like the fact that they're like, they talk about it before, and it's just like how much acid he was injected with.
Mhm.
I can't even imagine what that feels like, but it looks fucked up. And then he
Yeah.
like falls apart. And
Yeah.
it's really great looking like practical effects. I get why they did it, but like that's why I'm like, the pound of flesh was fucked, but like this is worse.
Yeah.
Also, that was my other big point. Sorry, I forgot to make this earlier with this whole thing about Hoffman.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of his twists because he's so obviously the fucking villain. Nobody here notices that when he's talking to the chick from the opening trap, when she cuts her arm off, and she's like, he wanted me to learn whatever. That he's like, well, did you learn? And it's like,
Yeah.
nobody, and she goes, what the fuck did you just say? It's like, nobody goes, huh, that was fucking weird. Why did he ask that? Like, I'm sorry.
Odd response.
That chick literally, I would have been like, I'm gonna call the fucking police on
Yeah.
you. Like, that was I'd be like, that's a red flag. Even
Yeah.
the nurses, doctors, whatever, any sort of thing about that should have been a flag. I'm just saying, it's too
Oh,
much.
God. Well, we shit on Hoffman a lot, but I will give him one kudo.
Is it
And
the final trap?
Yes, it's him getting in the bear trap, and that was a smart move. I don't know if he did it intentionally, but yeah, to push his head through the window and then have it open with those bars, bought him a couple seconds.
Enough to slide his face out, and then half of it like coming off, and I really was like, that's fucked up. But also, it's like they keep coming back to the bear trap. I believe they do that in the next one or another
Mhm.
one, and it's like, when did this become the thing? That's like one of the nostalgia bits. Like, oh, we remember that when Amanda had it, but she never got to wear it. And I think the 7th one is when you finally see it fully. But like,
Yeah.
this was like, oh, cool, they're bringing back the bear trap, and I was like, I don't know why. It's the reverse bear trap. Sorry, that's
Yeah.
what it is, right?
Yeah.
That would normally
This
clamp.
is like
explode.
this is like the updated one.
I mean, obviously,
it has
these
it
things are-
has a digital clock on it.
Yeah, exactly. They're getting, but also I'm like, okay, so is that impressive, or did Jill just fuck it up when she put it on him? You know, like maybe she didn't secure it extra tight like Jigsaw would have. I'm just saying he got out of those fucking things like pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna give it to Hoffman. I think he did it.
I'll give him a little credit, I guess.
My top 3 smartest moves in the Saw franchise up to this point is Donnie smashing his foot rather than cutting his foot.
Genius. That is number 1 for me. Yeah.
Number 2 was Agent Strom with the pen trach. That was super smart.
Agreed. Yep.
And then this was the 3rd one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can go dumbest, but I think we both know it's the chick with the fucking razor trap. Like, that's always the
Yes.
dumbest.
Yes.
Don't do that, bitch. But I am excited for Saw 7 because I remember seeing this in theaters and it was in 3D and it was like really fun. It's like stupid as that sounds. It was great. And like that was the whole thing back then, but it worked.
I'm excited to talk about 7 too because
Yeah.
I liked it more than I remembered.
I feel like I'm getting a little excited about Saw 10. I don't know.
We're doing this to ourselves, but
Oh, God.
till next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.